Hey, how the hell is it going? It's Rich. Welcome back to the studio. Today we're going to be inking this lovely drawing here. As you can see, I already started. Today, in particular, I'm going to be working on hatching and shading. So we have a clear light source over here with the lamp coming down, so it's coming from her upper left, well, her upper right, our upper left. So we're going to be getting some good light sources. She's wearing a bigger sweater and some, we'll say, black yoga pants here. So these are going to be significantly darker. Really like this sketch, so I wanted to take it a little further. I'm going to be using these new pens that I just got, the Arteza Inconic. It's a 0.4. I bought this whole set of 12 of them. 0.4 is relatively inexpensive, and it's got this triangular kind of shaped barrel. It's not totally round like a normal pen. It's a little, keep rotating, you can kind of see that there's some planes to it. So let's get into this shading. As you can see, I already did a little bit of hatching just to show form, but just make some strokes here, see how thick it is. It's important to know your tools and be comfortable with your tools. So okay. And that's why art's so interesting. You can make art with whatever you want. You can make it with a stick that you just dip into some ink and draw with. As long as you're comfortable with it and can get the desired result you want with it, use it. So, up a little bit. Let me know in the comments what kind of shading you prefer to do. If you just only hatch or cross hatch, if you do the Mike Mignola, more silhouetted look. What do you guys like to do? I think I'm more of a hatcher, but I do love how graphic silhouettes and solid darks can make a piece, how things can pop. But I know this is going to be straight black, so this is a 0.4, so it's going to take some work. Have a variety of tools and know what tools to use for what you're doing. Oh, this one's starting to die. Or perhaps I just had it upside down. I like putting the inking tools that I use the most in this cup next to me, but I should probably be having it laying down because they tend to flow to one end or the other. Let's see, that's all going that way. So tend to want to have hatching lines perpendicular to each other, so at 90 degrees. These were just some quick sketch lines just to show some form there, how it wraps around, so that's good, I guess. At this point you might have some light going in between her and the book and hitting the arm there, so you might have some light going through. one of the key things to shading and knowing what to shade is form and how objects are in space and how they wrap around. So light coming down here definitely isn't hitting this side of the chair. But this is a made-up room, so who knows how actually how dark it is. But I'm just going to make the artistic decision to make this side of the chair black, with the exception of these buttons. When I was doing the chair, I was thinking it was like a leather wingback chair. And they tend to have these brass buttons on there or something like that, and kind of upholstering it. I thought the chair was pretty cool, but I'm an old man, so... So this part of the chair right here is going to be catching some light, so it's not going to be solid black. I want some thicker contour line. It's important to throw your lines somewhat fast. The slower you go, the more wobble you're going to see in the line. The faster you go, generally the sharper and straighter it's going to be. Might be less accurate from point to point, but it will be straighter. So another thing that I'm thinking about is, if I want kind of a gradient, it's going to be lighter at this end and darker at this end. So I'm just going to add a few more lines going in that same direction, but shorter. It's one trick that I'll do. I'm not going to do that. In this part of the chair, I'm not going to do this solid black because I know her yoga pants, the darkest parts are going to be black. So this is going to be probably like 3 lines. And by 3 lines, I mean going in 3 different directions. So I'm going to go that way, I'm going to go that way, and then I'm going to go that way. And how I choose which direction I'm going to go in first, doesn't matter. It just doesn't. As long as you got that desired effect. But I'll tend to go in the direction that I'm most certain with, I feel most confident about. Like over here when I went down first, I just knew that was going to be like the base shading, and then I kind of go with the light source and going from the darkest to the lightest area. That's just how I work it up in my mind. Now I'm thinking, I don't know if I want to go this way or if I want to go this way. Thinking I will go this way. It's going to be a little bit more difficult, but I feel like that's going to look better. I'm going kind of slower than I should, but that's because the shape of the area is a little strange. It's like an acute triangle. There we go. I feel like that's pretty good. What I'm going to do over here is just make a few more lines going up, down. They're going to be shorter. I feel like that helps with the shading and determining light source. So what's next? Let's do these chair legs. This is simple, and I pretty much know what's going on down there. More certainty. I'll break out this brush again, Faber-Castell, because it's kind of a big area. And when shading with a brush tip, when I have the tip pointed to the edge. So the tip's pointed to the edge of the area that you're shading and not the other way around. Because of how it presses, there's going to be more variety in the base part that, yeah, something like that. I know what I'm doing, I just can't word it right. And this brush tip's getting really blunt, and probably shouldn't be using it that much, but as you can see there, it's starting to fade. I don't care, I'm going to keep using it. Don't have anything against Faber-Castell, but I don't like using their stuff for very professional looking stuff. This isn't, I can't do this. This is not a good brush, I guess. It's just foam. It's not, it's felt, just longer. But if this was if this was a final piece that I wanted to work on of very good quality, I'll be using one of these brushes that I got over here. What is this? Detail brush pens, Warhammer, I don't know. Golden Maple one, I don't know. But I really like them. They're really good. I think they're Raphael. I'm not sure. Started doing some ink washing, and that's really fun and relaxing for me. So want the tip pointed towards the edge. You might be like, well, if it's not a good brush, then why are you using it? Well, because you use the right tool for the right job. This is just a sketch, a detailed sketch. I'm kind of taking a little further, but you don't use a 0.4 for shading in big, dark areas like this. You just don't. Alright. I am really liking this, by the way. This triangular shape's working out good for me. I'm not sure I like having that on the back, though. Drinking some coffee. That's great. This is my preferred start to the morning, definitely. And yeah, I'll take it all the way up there. You know what? There's going to be some significant large black areas on her pants, but I'm just going to block in those areas, I guess, right now. Just want to adjust the line weight there. I'm thinking about this area. And that's kind of sharp. I want to make it like that. Actually, I'll probably use my Pentel brush pen. I'll probably use this for the large black spots. After this, since my Faber-Castell is having trouble. Folds in clothing are fun. That's all I'm going to say. They're fun for me, at least. They didn't used to be. I used to hate drawing clothing, and superheroes were awesome because it's just human anatomy with lines drawn over the body. So, yeah. So you gotta think about the light source, how it's hitting the leg. It's gonna be kind of hitting this spot. Probably get some gradients, some hatching like this. Another thing about hatching, my lines aren't going to be straight on the leg because I want to show some form and how the leg curves like that, and that's how you want to do it. That's going to give your drawing some volume and look like it's real. Kind of pop off the page when you start doing hatching like that instead of just the straight lines. It can look a little flat. Depending on how much hatching you're doing on a piece, at least. Sorry, I got a little quiet. I'm thinking about these folds and where the light's hitting. Alright. So there's going to be almost no light hitting over here. Obviously, that's why it's so dark. I'm trying to be as precise with my lines as possible. Here we go. I feel like that's what I needed. I really like doing this part here, like insinuating lines instead of actually having a line and then hatching. I kind of like how that looks. And I'm going to... I like that. I think that's an interesting look. I don't know if I'm going to do that all the time, but it looks pretty cool to me. I'm actually going to fill these pants in solid black now. I want to see that pop. I want to get it going. Oh yeah. I've had this pen sitting upside down, and now that tip is very moist. Gotta get the brush tip very moist. Oh yeah. Take this pen and just try to get some of that excess ink off. There we go. Just want some finer lines out of it because I know this paper does not do well with heavy ink, which is unfortunately what I'm going to be doing right now. So I know you guys don't really like it when I turn the paper, but I gotta have that brush tip pointed towards the edge, and well, this is how you do it. You gotta turn the paper. The little hard spots to reach with a brush, just be patient. Don't try to rush in there with the brush and get every single spot. You know you're gonna have trouble. Just use your pen, like right there. I'm not gonna try to get in there. Too much chance I'm gonna mess it up. I don't have that skill, so I'm gonna use the arteza to get in there when I'm done. Just don't forget about these spots, because then it's going to look funny. It's like, I missed a spot. Oh, it's so tempting to try to go in there with the brush right now. I just know I'm going to mess it up. I know I'm going to mess it up. tempting. Because I don't like seeing it there. And I am getting some good points on this brush. So we're going to attempt that one. I'll even on frame. There we go. No, I'm not going to do it. I got it. I got it. Right there. There we go. For a second, I forgot how to shape my brush. So to shape your brush, you just gotta twist while you're twist and rotate it until you get a good point on the tip of your brush. That is what I was not doing. So here we go. Sip of coffee. All right. Alright, let's take a look at this piece. It's looking alright, looking alright. So, right here on the underside of this part of the chair, it's going to be darker. It's not going to be solid black. So let's just start with one set of lines like that. Like that. I feel like that's all right. And now I'm jumping down here. Here we go. I kind of like having the breaks in hatching. I don't know. I feel like I've seen some old masters do it. Especially when there's textured stuff like wood, breaking it up can give it the appearance of some texture. And then doing kind of a wavy shot, doing the hatching there, and then going to the center, doing hatches back out. It's hard to explain, but I feel like it gives it something. It does give it something, so just a little tip, something to do there. Let's go to this foot. I am actually not a foot guy, but but something pretty cool when you draw a good foot. I feel like this was a good foot. This one's alright, but that one's pretty good. Don't often draw feet, so I'm happy when I draw something I don't usually draw well. I'm getting the shadow from the foot on the cushion here. And the cushion is being pushed down by her foot, so it's dripping down lower than it would over there. Little touches of realism and material. I feel like add a lot to a drawing, and I feel like that's why some anime feel so friggin' realistic. It's because of all the other stuff in the anime. It's not the characters, the huge eyes obviously don't make it seem realistic at all, but the world around them is rendered so believably. Same thing with Pixar films like Up. It's like, why do you feel for these, giant head characters that, obviously cartoons? It's because the world around them is rendered so real. You can see yourself in that world. I feel like that's part of it. Oh, I forgot to do the solid black on that leg. So I'm going to grab that brush again. I'm going to do some more shading. Where did I put it? I'm going to do some more hatching on the legs, like what I did here. So I am not leaving that out, just so you know. There will be some more done on the legs. Something you should know about lighting is that there's hard lights and soft lights. And it's a very important distinction. It's like hard light and soft light is the difference between having hatching on the edge of a large dark area and not having hatching. And this is the perfect spot to talk about it. Here, light source is coming from the top. It's coming down like this. So it's going to gradually get darker as the leg wraps around. Here, you have a knee and you have a hard edge as the leg turns, bends, and immediately turns away. So it's going to be hard light. There's going to be no hatching there. Here the arm is gradually kind of wrapping and moving away. Yeah, that's basic difference. So here it's going to be more like a shine. I don't know, maybe I'll add some hatching there, I don't know, but you know. hard light, soft light. Well, actually the light's, it's probably like a soft, I don't know. There's different definitions for hard light and soft light. I should say hard shadows versus soft, or I don't even know what the technical term is, I guess. I'm not a professional, don't trust me. But you should know that there's different kinds of shadows, I guess. That's kind of a fold. I don't think there's many folds in tights, but I'm adding it, so. Thanks for chilling with me. If you're still here, go and hit that subscribe button. Ring the bell for notifications. Hit the like button if you're liking this. I'm just gonna render the hell out of this thing. So this is a thick cushion kind of overlapping the chair underneath, so there's going to be a little bit of shadow there. I am going to do some ink wash videos, and that's a totally different form. Add some more light there. Right here, it's definitely going to be dark. The question is, how dark? So you got to kind of know what's closest to you, and gradually going further back, there's going to be, you know, whatever shadows here. So in this case, the legs in front of the cushion, so there's going to be cast shadow on the cushion. The cushion's slightly, you know, on top of the chair, so there's going to be little overlap shadow there. And you know, even the chair is on the ground, so I'm going to add shadow there. And that's going to make her foot pop forward when I do that. And that's the thing that I like about this dotted lines. You can do straighter lines more freehand, because you got these nice dotted lines. So I don't, you know, I like being able to do straight lines freehand. You know, there's a little bit of a wobble, but it's not too much. And I like just insinuating these toes here. It's pretty cool. So let's go in and as you can see, that line is very straight. If I was doing that with no dots there, it wouldn't have happened. But, the older I get, the older my taste in art gets too. Like now I'm a huge Norman Rockwell fan. Charles Dana Gibson, love his art. If you've never heard of him, look up The Gibson Girl. He was like the artist for his time, and the taste maker, the trendsetter. His art is absolutely beautiful. Yeah, look up the Gibson Girl. He does the kind of style that you would see on those e-cards. It's like some classy, bougie 1800s lady saying something sassy. But that's basically his art, and he set that style, that taste for the time. The dots are really helpful, particularly with the lines going this way. This is a larger area, and if you really want to have straight lines without long a space, you'd have to use a ruler. But when you have a ruler, you get less wobble. And Wobble's kind of nice. I don't want my art to look super precise and mechanical. Add that there. I really like that organic feeling, that organic kind of touch in the art. Hope you guys are enjoying the lo-fi hip-hop. You can make an area seem darker too with hatching if you just do more lines, make them closer together like that. Make the area seem a little more organic, adding some texture if you just break up the lines a little bit like I did there. That's what I need to do, especially for this larger area. This paper's starting to bend and warp a little bit because I've been using too much ink. What you guys think? I'm not done yet. Not done yet. I'm going to add some more shadows over here. But I want to clean this up a little bit. My eraser, here it is. All right. You want to be careful when erasing pencils on an ink drawing. Especially if you were just inking, you don't want the ink to smudge, which it will do if you try to do it too soon. Where did I just see? Oh yeah. So I'll just stay away from the foot and the hatching down here for a little bit. And just erase this stuff. My table wobbles a lot. I don't know. It's all the moves. This thing's been through so many moves with me. It has literally lost a few screws and nuts, and it's always just shaky. Always shaky now. I would love to get one of those giant wood drafting tables, old school ones. I mean like original. Not like a new version of one of those wood tables, but a legit old table that some artists use. It's got a bunch of ink stains and shit on it. I would love to get one of those. Looking pretty good for a sketch. So hey, take a look at my mug. Yeah. Samurai Champloo mug. It's already got some chips in it, but it's awesome. Love it. So, what do I have in mind for this, I guess? So you got the light coming down here. It's going to cause a shadow there. And there. So the shadow is going to be darkest closest to her head and ease up as it gets further away. So yeah, let's go with that. And we'll break it up like I told you before. This is supposed to be a leather wingback chair, so material's important, especially when it's stuff like leather. Light gets less diffused over leather, so you have more hot spots. It would be a little shinier and darker. The extremes are, the contrast is greater. And this one's gonna go with the light. Some, yeah. Yep, kind of like that. Like that one need to be thicker. Yeah. It's better. It's better. And then just making the floor darker around the immediate touch spots. Just adds more realistic detail and grounds the chair better. And that's true with whatever you're drawing. It can be people if you add some immediate shadow by their feet on the ground where they're standing. It helps ground them better in your drawing. That's a genius genius thing I learned from somebody. Actually, nobody might have said that. I'm sure somebody said that, but I didn't hear that from actually anybody. I think I just noticed it in a Brian Hitch comic, I think. Probably Ultimates. It's the thing that I always hate about drawing environments. So I can never exactly... First of all, perspective is difficult. And then it was like, well, my characters don't actually look like they're in the space. They look like they're just floating. And part of that is a perspective issue. Alright, so we're going to catch some shadow under her head here. Like that. And some shadow here on her shirt. Boom. Some shadow there. And some shadow here. Breaking up lines obviously makes it lighter, so when you're working with ink, it's kind of it's either there or not there. You know, it's dark or light. But this is how you can create that the impression of shading, impression of value. Thicken up some lines. Add some shadow there. Shadow there. Again, have your hatching wrap around whatever surface it's on. Boom. I think that's almost it. It's almost it. I'll grab a slightly thicker, not that one. Slightly thicker Tombow here. I love these Tombos. And I think I actually used a ruler for that, so let me get my straight edge here. We're gonna go over that shit. Here we go. Barely noticeable. Barely noticeable. Might be okay, but I want it thicker. I want it. Yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit more. There we go. Alright, so the Arteza pens. Yeah, I like them. They're alright. I don't know. I'm not blown away. Interesting shape. I don't mind it. I don't know if I'll use these all the time. I think they're better than microns. But I'm not. I hate microns, so. The ink seems to be staying better than microns, that's for sure. Yeah, so when you erase pencils and there's inks on the page, problem that I had with microns was that microns would start fading and going with it, but the Arteza ink is staying very well, very well. So that's a plus. I would continue using the Artezas. I'm not blown away, but they're a good solid pen, good ink, and it's staying on there. So actually, let's see if this fades. I just did it, but I'm not seeing any fading on that either, or a smudging. But that smudges can also be a factor of paper. So, oh damn! All right. Alright guys, that is a shading lesson. A lesson in shading. And slightly in cross-hatching. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, go and subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, like, comment what you guys want to see next. I like doing these tutorials. I'm just having a hard time finding trouble to make videos recently. But I am going to keep making videos. I'm coming up on video number 100 on my channel. So stick around for that. That will have to be a big one. That's a big milestone for me. 100 videos. I don't know if I've ever done anything for 100 times, you know? Thank you. I put a lot of love and work into this channel. I hope you guys are enjoying it. So thank you very much. See you guys later.